Hello friends, our today's question is question number 58, which is length of last word. So what this question says, let's see. So we are given a string s consisting of words and spaces. Return the length of last word in the string. So we are given a string s which is consisting of words and spaces. We need to return the length of the last word in the string. So a word in the maximal substring consisting of non-space characters only. So what this line saying is what is the meaning of substring? Substring is a contiguous non-empty sequence of characters within a string. So substring means a part of substring which is non-empty, but it is a part of smaller part of the main string, and it does not contain any empty sequence, like it does not contain any space. So a word is a maximum substring consisting of non-space characters only. Now we will see the example. So we are given as hello world here. So the last word is world, so its length will be 5. Now we have been given here s, which is space, starting space and ending space are also given. So fly me to the moon, and there are not equal spaces here, as you can see. We have starting space here, then we have mid space also, then we have last space also. So we need to all remove the last spaces and the mid spaces, and we need to check that the last word is moon, so we need to calculate that its perfect length. Don't need to calculate the last space length, so keep that in mind. Now another string Luffy is still joy boy, so the last word is joy boy, so its length will be 6. So how we will approach this? Since we need to calculate the last word, and there is given a constraint that there will be at least one word in s. We are given a constraint that s consists of only English letter and spaces, and there will be at least one word in s. So s will not be empty, it will be consisting of at least one letter, one word, but not empty. So we don't need to check that condition, that if string is empty then return nothing. So mind that. Now how we will approach this and how we will think of this question. So since we need to find the last word, we need to find length of last word. So to find length of last word, we need in every question, like if we need to find length of last word, index of last word, we need to increment the last number. So in these type of questions, what we do? We just start from last, like iterating from last till 0 start. So we do iterating like this from right to left. Like if we have string here, like if we have length here, suppose length is a string. So what we do? So what we in normal question we start iterating from here, but not in this question. We will start iterating from this last index. So why this will help? Because we need length of last word. So after if we will start from first index, so we uh, if we will need to implement a larger algorithm, but it can be very messy also, and sometimes it can also not work. But if we start from last, so it can easily work. So I will now implement how we can start from last. So let's take the example of hello world. So here is our string, and we need to find the length of the last word here. We know that the last word is world and the first word is hello, and inside the between we have space here, one space. This is not space, we have one space here. Okay, so we have total three words here, which is first hello, second space, and third word. We need to find the length of the word. Now how we will find this? So first I will take the I to be the this d, like I can do like s dot size minus 1. So what will this do? It will check, it will, the I will be this index, particularly this index. So we got I. Now we will run a loop. Now what we will do? We will now, since we need to count the variables, we will make a count variable and we need assign it to 0. Now the third step, we need to check that if we need we will run while loop because we don't know how much iterations are there. So I will run a while loop here. While, so since we have took this variable, so I will ensure that I should be greater than equal to 0. If this condition does not matches, our iteration will stop and give the output, because this I should be always greater than equal to 0. If this will be equal to 0, then it will not considered as a valid input. So while I should be greater than equal to 0, and what we need to check is, we need to check that it should contain space. So any index is, any word or any index contains space. So what we will do, we will decrement the I, because we don't need that space. So if any space is found, so we will just, if for example let's say our I is here, our I is here, so if space is found and I is greater than equal to 0, both condition matches here. So what will this algorithm do, this will just decrement the I and will come over here. So this while loop is for that space one. Now another while loop field, uh, another while loop we need to implement same condition like I is greater than equal to 0, but now here we need to check that if it is a word or not. To check if it is a word or not, what we will do, we will just put this condition s of I should not be equal to space, and this condition is done. Now if this is not equal to space, means this is a word. Like if this is not equal to space, because we know that it will not be empty, or it will be English letter or space only. So there will be two conditions only, whether it will be word or whether it will be space, not empty, not anything else. So if the second condition is while I greater than equals to 0, this is the same condition as above, and s of I not equal to space. So what we will do, we will decrement the I as above, but we will increment the count here. Why we will decrement the I, why will decrement I, because we need to always decrement I whether it is found a space or a word or a letter, because we need to check the whole word and we need to find space also. So whether whenever the s of I is not equals to space, we will decrement I, but we will increment count, because we need to find the length of that word. Whenever the space is found, I will be decremented and the iteration will be over. And at last what we will do, we will return just count, we will return count, and that's it. This was the explanation of this question. Now let's do the code. So what we are given here, first we will take a variable I and will assign it to the last index as dot size -1. So it is assigned to now last index. Now we will take a count variable to find the how many length, how much length is of the last word. Now we will run a while loop which will check a condition. This is a mandatory condition, otherwise the loop won't work. So I should be greater than equal to 0, and another condition is we need to check that if s of I equals to space or not. So if it will be equal to space, our I will be decremented, and this was the first while loop. Now for the second while loop, there will be if I is greater than 0, same condition as above, but now here what we will do, we will here check that if the particular word is space, not space. So if it will be not space, so it will be word only. So we will decrement the I and increment the count, because we need to find the length of that word, particular word. So starting from last, it will find the letter of the word, and when the space is found, it will decrement the I and will return the count. Now we will return count. Okay, so this was the solution. Now let's run this question. Okay, it seems an error. What is the error here? Okay, I have given an empty string here. We need space. Again error. Okay, we need to check double equal to, not assign. Sorry. Now let's run this. Okay, as you can see here, all the test cases are passed perfectly. Now let's submit and check the results. Okay, as you can see here, all the test cases are passed perfectly. It is accepted, and our runtime is 0 millisecond. Beats are 100%. Memory used here is 8.98 MB, and beats are 32.28%. So this was the solution of this question. Thank you.